when the GMV5 multi-connection unit is running and J7 failure occurs, it indicates that the system has four-way valve string gas protection. When the system detects that the pressure difference between high pressure and low pressure is small, it will report the four-way valve string gas protection. The system cannot effectively establish high and low pressure after the four-way valve string gas protection, which will result in poor refrigeration or heating effect, or no refrigeration or heating effect at all. What's more, it will also affect the reliable operation of the system, and cause great damage to the unit in severe cases. If there is four-way valve string gas protection, the reasons can be identified through the following aspects. Check whether the pressure sensor is abnormal or not, whether the coils of the four-way valve are securely connected or not, whether the terminal outputs on the main board are normal or not, whether the interior of the four-way valve is abnormal or not, and whether the suction port of the compressor is blocked or not. Reason 1. Check whether the pressure sensor is abnormal or not. Check the pressure sensors and cables to confirm whether the high pressure transducer and the low pressure transducer and connected inversely. If it is, then you need to reconnect. If not, you can check whether the high pressure transducer and is normal or not. The checking methods are as follows. Shut down the machine and power it off, then power on the device and reset it. 20 minutes later, measure the high and low equilibrium pressure of the system. Convert the high and the low pressure values into saturation temperature values, and then compare them with the ambient temperature of the outdoor unit, respectively. If the temperature difference is greater than 7, it is abnormal. If the main board is still abnormal after replacement, it is judged that the main board is abnormal. Reason 2. Whether the coil of the four-way valve is connected tightly. So make sure whether the coil connection of the four-way valve is normal, and that the coil is not loose from the valve body. What's more, check that whether the wiring terminal is firmly connected to the main board. If the connection is loose or abnormal, reconnect it. After powering off and powering on, restart the device to confirm whether the protection continuous. 3. Determine the output of the terminals on the main board normal or abnormal. Check whether the output of the connecting terminal on the main board is normal. In the condition of power off, unplug the four-way valve coil terminals. The boot can run normally on electricity. Use a multimeter to measure the voltage of coil terminal to four-way valve on the main board. Under cooling condition, there is no voltage between terminals. Under heating condition, between the terminal voltage is 198 volts to 242 volts. If it does not meet the requirements, we can judge that the main board is unusual, then we need to change the main board. Reason 4. Four-way valve internal and normal screening. Confirm the temperature gap between C and E tube of the four-way valve. Under heating condition, C and S tube are conducted, D and E tube are conducted. Under cooling condition, S and E tube are conducted, D and C tube are conducted. Under normal circumstances, there is large temperature difference between tube E and C. Use a measuring equipment to measure E and C tube temperature, to confirm that if there is a difference in temperature between the two tubes, if two tube temperature difference is less than 10 degrees, it shows four-way valve mixes up, causing the string gas. It shows normal if there is a large temperature difference. If there is less than 10 degrees between tube E and C, then it shows the four-way valve internal abnormal. Reboot after the electric power off and on. The system will automatically push valve. If it still appear protection after the reboot, then we need to replace the four-way valve. Cause 5. The compressor suction port is blocked. Check whether the suction port of the compressor is blocked. Remove the compressor and check whether the air filter in the suction port is blocked. If blocked, replace the compressor. Remember to clean the impurities in the pipeline before replacing the compressor.